Hello, hello, hello. Hey, how's everybody doing? This is your host with the mostest, Mad Morgan, and you're listening to another episode of Car Musings. How's everybody doing today? How are you doing today? I hope it's a good day. It is the new year, you know, not when I'm recording this, of course, but it is the new year as to when you're listening to this. Because I realized I'm, pushing like a dozen episodes past the new year at this point. But it is what it is. You just have to roll with the punches and keep recording when the inspiration is there, and that's what I'm doing. I am rolling when the inspiration is there. Now you finally friggin' signal, buddy, get your head out of your ass. Anyways, so I'm still sitting on the fence about 4 days a week. I'm thinking about it. Um, it's just, yeah, it's there. I'm thinking about it, but whether or not I actually do it, it's a whole different story. That's the thing, right? So I don't know at this point. I might not. We'll have to see. Because it is one of those questions of the day is that, do I have enough material? Do I have enough podcasts? Do I have enough of this, that, and everything else? I don't want to leave you guys hanging. So maybe I'll just stick to 3 days at this point. Anyways, enough of that gibberish. How is your integrity today? How's your integrity today? Are you keeping in check? Are you doing the right thing when no one else is watching? That's the question, right? And I asked this. This is kind of funny because I asked this because I saw there's this Duran company in the Ottawa Carleton area where I'm stationed, and they list like these lists of qualities that the company has, and the first one is integrity. Now I get a kick out of this one because their first one's integrity, um, but yet their driver is unintegritous, can't drive to save their life, right? It's kind of funny actually, because they can't drive to save their life. They're all over the road, real big shit show, and it's just kind of funny that you know that they list integrity as their number one thing that makes them stand out as far as the business sense goes. Like I'm like, really? So you list integrity, but your drivers can't drive. Makes me wonder what else you can't do, right? Right? Like, it's one thing to say the word, it's another thing to put it in print, it's another thing to actually follow it. You know, just because you say you have integrity doesn't mean you do. You really have to keep that in mind. You really have to keep that in mind. You know, you got to walk the walk, not just talk the talk. That's what I'm going to say. Walk the walk, talk the talk, whatever. Freaking idiot. Um, so let's get back to this. Today, I mean, I always think of a lot of things we can talk about, right? And today we're going to talk about integrity. No, actually, no, I'm not going to talk about integrity. I always talk about integrity. I'm going to talk about Wegovy. That's what I'm talking about today. Wegovy. That's today's topic. But before I get into that, please check out themadmorgan.com. More information, more resources, more everything up there. Check it out. Put it on your website. Link to it. Tell people about it. All that stuff. And visit it. I have more and more resources that come up there on a regular basis. I have more and more helpful guides, news articles when I get an opportunity to write them. All that stuff is up there. So check it out, themadmorgan.com. And also, there's our sponsor support link there. So, if you can help us out, throw us a few bucks. We greatly appreciate that because, life's expensive and we have bills to pay. And, as I mentioned since day one, you know, without the sponsors, without the donations, without the help, we are pretty much paying out of pocket. And that's something that gets expensive after a while, as you folks know. So anything you can do, whether or not it's just sharing us, telling people about us, tell people about us, share about us, talk about us, get the word out there. Because if you're not in a position to do so, maybe there's others out there that can help us out. And we appreciate it just the same. So check it out. Okay, so Wegovy. Now, a lot of people have heard of Wegovy, or maybe you haven't heard about Wegovy, but you've heard of what you might call it there, Ozempic. Ozempic, right? Now Ozempic. Now let's just clear the air on this one because there's a lot of people that have been misusing Ozempic. Ozempic is Ozempic is for diabetes, okay? But parts of the world, like states and everything else, abuse these things because they can, and they're using it for other reasons that it's not intended to. But it's designed for diabetics to give them a better quality of life. So my recommendation is that leave it for the diabetics because they have a rough go of it. That's not a nice thing to deal with, not a nice challenge to deal with. It's really difficult to live with diabetes, and if you can avoid being diabetic, do that, right? Because you don't want to deal with that. It's not a good thing to have to deal with in life. It's just not. Sorry, I'm laughing at this idiot in front of me who is Mr. Speed Demon. And, he got slowed down because it's a one lane, and I'm laughing my ass off at the asshole because he's like being a fucking douchebag. And it's like, you're a fucking idiot, dude. Good job, dickhead. Yes. Good job, dickhead. Fucking moron. Oh my god, stupidity. I'm allergic to stupid people. I really am. Drop them off a short pier. Take a long walk on a short pier. Seriously. Like, I don't know why you guys exist, and honestly, the world doesn't need you. You're just, you're cogging up the works of the machine, so to speak. So anyways, Wegovy. Let's get back to Wegovy. Wegovy is actually, from what I understand from medical professionals I've talked to, is Wegovy is actually the originator, and then Ozempic came out of it. Now, some of you might be argue with me in the comments or send me a DM if you have further details and proof to actually, correct that. But this is what I've been understanding from the medical professionals I've been talking to. So, be it as it is, just so you know. So anyways, Wegovy is designed for the actual weight loss portion of it. It's not, for the diabetic side of it, although I guess it could, but it's designed specifically for the weight loss, right? It's basically there to say, okay, weight loss, we're going to do the weight loss, you know, idiot. For the weight loss, take it. Now, a lot of people have been sitting on the fence about it too, right? Because they're like, I don't know about that. I've heard horror stories. Well, you're always going to hear horror stories because when something works, you're going to have competition. You're going to have people competing over it. You're going to have companies that aren't going to be happy about it. You're going to have a lot of these different things, right? So, if something works, it's going to take away from an industry that has been making lots of money from selling products and whatever that doesn't work, and it's a constant money mill, right? So the thing is that, you pretty much have to understand that people are going to discredit something that is working. And don't get me wrong, Wegovy's not going to work for everybody, right? Some people have had adverse reactions, adverse effects, bad experiences. So, that's something that always has to be kept into consideration when it comes to something like this, right? There's always going to be a possibility it doesn't work for everybody. And everybody's makeup and chemistry is different. So, might work for one person, doesn't work for everybody. End of story. You just have to move forward. That's fine. And it sucks if it doesn't. But if it does, great. Now, the other problem is, of course, cost factor. When something works, the pharmaceutical companies like to jack up the price. Now, I can only go based on my own experiences. And frankly, my experiences with Wegovy have been interesting. It does suppress your appetite. Like, you literally have no appetite. It suppresses your cravings. It literally, other than, maybe the odd cramp, the odd stomach pull, it really shuts off that part of your brain that basically says, feed me, right? Which makes it really interesting because the thing is that, which makes it really interesting because, yeah, that's what basically gets us going as far as stuffing our faces with stuff that we shouldn't be eating. So yeah, I don't know. My experience has been up and down. I'm on third month of it, and it's already been beneficial. I've already had. I'm probably at the lowest I've been in well over 5 years. As far as weight goes, and been maintaining. I think is the beautiful part of it. Is the fact that I've been maintaining. It's not just a matter of, oh, it's whimsical, it's up and down. No, no, no. I've been maintaining, and it's like, wow, okay, this is great. Been maintaining, but yeah, it's an interesting experience, and I can understand at this rate as more and more of the naysayers have been debunked and despunked and everything else. Um, that yeah, more and more people are going to be on this because it really does work. It's incredibly amazing how this stuff works, and the fact that it does work, it just adds to the credibility of it. I don't know. For instance, I woke up this morning, I had a cup of Joe, cup of coffee, and it wasn't like my stomach was saying feed me, you know. So it was kind of nice, kind of nice. So if you're having problems with your weight, if you're having problems with your health due to weight, maybe look into it. Maybe look into it. Now, some people have been like, okay, well, this is my experience. This has been weird. Oh, I hit a. Oh, yeah, that's another thing I found out. You do hit a plateau, by the way. It does get to the point where you hit a plateau. You basically, your body will stop losing weight because it's an adjustment period. So in the beginning, you'll take it, you'll go through the weirdness of trying to understand it, and it's just like, okay, that's kind of weird. Why am I not eating? Oh, I have no appetite, mind over matter, willpower, discipline, all that stuff like that. And then you get to the point where it'd be like, okay, it's a normal routine. Then you have to remind yourself to eat. And then you have to remind yourself to eat like stuff that your body needs, not that you want. And I guess the good thing is that you don't have the cravings anymore, right? It doesn't crave those stuff. Like you go shopping and those treats that you always like, your body no longer is pulled towards it. Your cravings are no longer pulled. So it makes it easier to deal with because you no longer have the temptation, right? So it's like, all right, but then you really have to make sure to give your body the protein it needs, you know, everything else that it needs. You really have to do that because otherwise your body's going to be starved of its nutrition. It's going to be starved of what it needs. And that's not something you want to do. You want to make sure it has what it needs. So, first month, you'll lose some weight because you'll no longer have the appetite. And then you'll get to about 2 months into 2 months, being the third month, and you'll be like, okay, I'm staying steady, I'm staying steady, but you're not losing anything. So keep in mind that's normal, that's the plateau. Once you push through the plateau and get closer to your end dose, then it will start kicking in again. So keep that in mind. It will kick in again. You just have to be patient with it, right? Because if you rush your body, you can shut things off, and you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that your body is healthy with the transition, is okay with dealing with what it needs to deal with, and goes to the next level. That's what you want to do. You don't want to rush it. You don't want to shock your body into doing something wrong, right? So, do that. That's what you got to do, you know? It's something that's important to do. It's something that you should gradually get into, but don't fear it. Don't think, oh, it's not working after 3 months. It is. It just has to get to the next level. So, remember that. But they predict that everybody or majority of people are going to be on this by 2030, and I can definitely see it. I don't see any adverse effects other than the fact is that you have to be smart about it. So, the level of stupid people out there, you're really going to need some help to stay you know on point with what you need to do. That means eating correctly, getting the next level of nutritional supplements, everything else, you know, all that stuff. So make sure to do that. Make sure to do that. If you're on it, eat right. Give your body what it needs. Give your body the protein. Give your body the nutrition. Give your body all that stuff like that. And stay on top of it so you don't compromise your health. But I do recommend it. I do. It's been an interesting journey. I like it. It's been an interesting journey. I like it, and I'm pretty sure it will benefit a lot of other people. You just have to make the commitments and make the jump, and don't stress over it. You know, it's important that you stay on top of your health first and foremost, and this is just an added boost. I've tried everything. That's the thing, right? I've tried a lot of different methods. I've tried a lot of different exercise regimes and workout programs and everything else. So it's not like I'm just talking out of my ass here. I've actually made a point of giving it a go with everything else. People are like, you're just cheating. No, I'm not cheating. This is something that needs to be done. This is something that, um, you get to the point where it's like, okay, nothing else is working. You've tried everything. Dealing with your stress, dealing with your work bull crap, your home bull crap, your everyday stuff that you have to deal with. That you shelve everything else. You know, you shelve everything else aside, even what you're supposed to take care of, namely your health. And before you know it, you catch up with health concerns and health scares, and stuff that's too far, too gone, right? And the thing is that you don't want to get to that point. You want to make sure that you grab it ahead of time, you know, ahead of time, and don't let it get out of hand, right? That's the biggest thing you want to do. So look at your health. Consider Wegovy. I know I've been talking all over the place, but oh my God, is it just one of those stupid days with a bunch of stupid drivers? And it's one of those crappy weather days. And for some reason, all the idiots seem to come out during these crappy weather days. I don't know. It's like their head gets further up their ass and they forget how to drive. It's incredible. It's like it never ceases to amaze me that people are such idiots when it comes to driving. Take away their licenses, for fuck's sakes. Anyways, I would wrap this up. 20 minutes of blah, 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 me and the repeat. But sorry about that. I'll make it up to you next episode. I'll make it up to your episode. But my point I wanted to make, Wegovy, try it. If you're diabetic, then go the other route. Go with the Ozempic. Um, these are important drugs. I know you might not like needles, but trust me, if you don't like needles like I don't like needles, it's not that big of a deal. It really is in and out in 2 seconds. Don't fear, a little needle. It's like not that big. It's not this huge needle that we envision when we think of getting in needles. It's like a burr or something like that, like a thorn on a rose. It's nothing major to think about. People just overthink it. Stop overthinking it. Just get it done. You know. I used to wonder about that, but you go through the process, you stick it in, boom, 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 in and out, 10 seconds, you're good to go. Just be done with it. In the long run, weigh the benefits. Weigh the benefits. Okay. So if I do this, this is what I get out of it. Great. If that's what you get out of it, then it's worth the struggle. It's worth going through the process. Right? It's going to benefit you in the long run. It's going to benefit your health. You'll feel better. You'll have better health, longevity, options. Because unfortunately, another thing is that the world seems to be very judgmental about people that have weight on them, and I think it's wrong. It really is wrong. It's a bunch of ignorance and arrogance, in my opinion. Don't judge somebody because they're larger. If you don't know what that struggle's like, you have no idea how difficult it is to be in the situation. So you can just fuck right off. In my opinion, you can just fuck right off because you don't know. And then being judged for something that in a lot of cases is beyond people's control, It's nothing about being a pig or a slob or not eating right or taking care of yourself. It has nothing to do with that. A lot of the times it is biological, chemical. It is something that is a struggle that people have to deal with. Don't judge them. I've been turned down for jobs because of my weight. I have been turned down for business opportunities because of my weight. And it's like, are you fucking serious? Let me tell you, I'm friggin' taking names and going to make sure that when I'm in a position that I can help you out later on, I'm going to be a little judgmental on stupid stuff too, because I can be, you know? Judge somebody on their friggin' weight. Anyways, get ahead of the game, shut those people up, lose the weight, go on Wegovy, go on something that's going to work. It works. The chances of side effects are slim to none. It still takes some willpower. It still takes some common sense, but you can do it. I believe you can do it. I wasn't sure if I could do it. I thought, it's just another fad. It's not another fad. The Wegovy works. It really does. And I'm not cheating the system because I've tried every other system. So if you tried everything else, nothing else works, you try something that might work. And if it does, you stick with it. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, I'm gonna leave that here. No sense in babbling on. I'm gonna focus on all these idiot drivers because oh my god, they're frustrating. Oh, but on another note, yeah. Speaking about clearing things up and emptying the trash of the past, moving forward with a brand new start, I've done that. I'm good. So yeah, come at me, bro. Come at me, because I'm charged and ready to go, ready to rock, ready to freaking rock. Moving forward, it's going to be awesome. And you folks, thanks for tuning in. You're going to hear all about it because, we're on the upward tick now and bigger and better things. It's going to be a hell of a year. It's going to be an amazing year. And I'm still going to be here for you. So tune in. Tune in to our episodes and you can catch the journey along the way. And I'll let you know when I switch over to 4 days a week. I'm still sitting on the fence on that, but I'll let you know. All right, love you. Thanks for tuning in. Check out themadmorgan.com. Keep your integrity in check. And other than that, just keep being awesome. All right. Love you guys. And yeah, I'm your host, Mad Morgan. You're listening to another episode of Car Musings.